Hello, let's do three more games here today. It's 2013 now, and the year always start with the Wijk tournaments. This time it's called the Tata Steel because Tata Steel is sponsor, but I call it the Wijk. It's in the village of Wijk in the Netherlands here in 2013, and some interesting stuff here. Magnus won it again, as he used to do. You will have a very good tournaments here in Wijk, and he will win like maybe 10 times or so in total. And this time he won. He was 1.5 points ahead of second place Aronjan, and the world championship Anand got shared third together with Kayakin. I've decided to show you 3 games here. One game against Hikaru and 2 games against Harikrishna, an Indian player, and also Hu Yifan, a woman player. And it is a bit interesting because they play the same opening. Magnus plays the same opening with different colors against those two. So we are starting here with the game against Pentala Harikrishna. He's from India, and India has had such a huge chess successes after Vishy Anand became world championship. India, which is a very, very poor country, chess got very popular because of that, because he showed like just a like poor street kid from India could become world champion in chess. He didn't have like, it was probably the most impressive thing that he got world champion, because these guys Magnus and all those other world champions, they have had like Magnus, for example, had from maybe he was 9 years old, he had like a Grandmaster. Zee NED trained him, like he had Grandmaster trainers from a very, very young age. But players like Anand didn't have that, and probably not the players here, Harikrishna or Hu Yifan. So it's very, very impressive for them from developing countries to get great at chess. And it's also a little bit fun for me because I played the Junior World Championship, and I did my best tournament ever when it was like 3 rounds left. I was like at +3, and I was playing like at the top, one of the top boards there. And a little bit earlier I had played Pentala Harikrishna, who won that and became junior world champion in maybe 2004, maybe 2005, something like that. And if I had won those last 3 games, maybe I would have gotten junior world championship champion instead of Harikrishna, and then I would have become a grandmaster, and I would probably like become a professional player. But I'm still regretting a lot that I decided to go to university instead of becoming a grandmaster and a professional chess player, because I'm over 40 now, so I realize that like regular work is just so much worse than being a professional chess player. So yeah, but it's too late now, because I don't have I'm just not as smart and sharp as I was 20 years ago. But it was fun. Harikrishna is one of the first Indian who got good after Anand, and now of course we know Gukesh probably will get world champion. Arigaisi, Pragananda, all of those will probably get 2800 plus. So India will be dominating the chess world in the next 20 years is my prediction. And the first player that got really good after Anand was Harikrishna, who got world champion and has been 2700 plus for many years and being a good player. So let's see, he's playing against Magnus now, and Magnus does this move here, which is it often transposes to some other kind of game. Often they play this move order, that they play like this and then this, but it allows some kind of gambit, so that's why he does that. And now apparently you can play d5 or knight f6, and in the game against Hu Yifan they will play exactly the same opening here. But in that game Magnus is black, and I'm looking at the game against Hu Yifan now just to compare the openings. And Magnus played knight f6 and d5 takes e5, knight d5. So it's here, 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 and d5. So it gets to this, and it's in round 9 here against Hu Yifan. But when Magnus is white, here, instead of taking on d4 like Magnus did, Harikrishna does d5 at once. I don't really know the theory here so well. And bishop b5, take e5, and now, yeah, he can't go here with knights, he has to go here, of course. And it gets to this position instead. I think this is quite a common position that comes sometimes from this opening. So yeah, it's just interesting that there are two games where they play like this 2c3. I don't see it anymore, but the computer thinks it's fine. But yeah, I don't really know why. But maybe modern computers has found some refutation here. I guess everyone is playing the Italian nowadays, so no one is going for this kind of a game. Okay, so let's see how Magnus managed to win this one. I've seen this position before. It looks, at first glance, it looks good for black because he has the bishop pair, but the more you play it, I played sometimes like in Blitz and like that, it's just hard for black to do anything because he starts to advance his pawns, they can get weak, and maybe, yeah, he can go out with a bishop and castle, but what should he do next? It's just not such an easy position to play for black, and the computer realized that and thinks white is a little bit better here. Let's also press this one so we can get some more notification here when the big mistakes come. So bishop e7 here. Sorry. Bishop e3. Castle. Knight d2. Makes a lot of sense for white to try to trade this strong knight away. And Harikrishna doesn't want to do that, so he retreats. And here it's a little bit weird. Magnus chases it away, and he goes to b7. Actually, the computer thinks he should go here. I guess he doesn't go here. I don't know why this looks a little bit more logical to me, maybe to go like this. I guess it's afraid of this. Maybe take and take. And black has to block because f5, f6 would just be devastating. But yeah, apparently this is still quite dangerous for black here. Yeah, there is some chances for white to go and attack here because black's pieces are relatively passive. So I guess that's what Harikrishna is afraid of. So he decides to go back to b7 here. And I played f4. No, not I played f4, Magnus played f4. Because, I don't know, it just looks so wrong to have the knight here. So something has gone wrong here for black. So what about this? The computer likes this move. But it's scary to have it like this unprotected, especially if Magnus had opening analysis. So let's see, it looks like you can win this one. Can't you do that or what? Okay, so the computer thinks that's interesting. Black should play with the pawns here. Yeah, it's actually very hard for white to keep like this. He's keeping the extra piece, but this then black is winning because these pawns are way too strong then. Okay, so that's interesting. I think I don't think they saw this idea knight d3 and sack a piece with a5 and b4, but obviously that looked pretty good for black. But I don't like this at all because this knight is very misplaced here. Let's see what happened. Yeah, now Magnus can start attacking at once with f4, f5. And yeah, of course you don't have to take that one back, but to start the attack at once here. Let's see what would happen. Have to take. Okay, and you want to do this move. And if he goes here, I see, then it's tactics here. And you can't take because of the mate. I see. So you have to take here. And now you should take here, and it's still that tactic. So you have to move the queen. Okay, now you take here apparently. Yeah, so Magnus is a rook for bishop and pawn, so he should be winning here. So this was probably f6 was probably already winning. It's not exactly sure, but it's probably winning. Okay, but Magnus took back, which allowed black to maybe play f6 here. Now Magnus has gotten a Magnus has got a protect past pawn here. So this is obviously better, but it's at least he's not under attack. So now here he will probably get attacked by Magnus. But again, Magnus doesn't find the right move. He plays queen here, which is kinda weird because it walks into the pin. f6 would be better. For example, here. I see you also have this pin. Yeah, and White has a winning attack here on the king side. That's what I say, that this opening, it looks so good for black. You have the bishop pair, but when White starts to march on the king side, it's just this bishop is so passive because it has to keep defending this pawn. So black has to play really careful here, and you can see already here 15 moves. It's already like winning for White if he did the right thing. He didn't see Magnus didn't see all the lines, of course, but let's see what happens. Okay, so black's only chance is to take that knight, which he does. Now Magnus plays e6. Maybe knight f3, keeping the, because I think he would actually like to play f6, but it's not so easy because of that pin. So let's see what happens. Yeah, the worst is over for black now. Magnus should play f6 in some way because the attack is gone. But of course he has a positional advantage here with the passed pawn. So even if he is he's 2 pawns down, but the dominating position of the pieces makes that his position is good anyway. So it's a nice positional strategy by Magnus here. Let's see how it's just hard for black to do much, but yeah, let's see how but the computer thinks the game is even now, so let's see how Magnus managed to win this. Okay, so here he sacks the exchange, and the computer thinks that's the best chance. What would happen if he goes here? Okay, he can take this pawn, and then this would get weak, of course. Okay, and White would probably win this one, and will probably win with the extra pawn. But yeah, maybe black should have some chances here. Because yeah. Okay, interesting. But yeah, anyway, it's an interesting positional setup here for Magnus. So he decided to take, but okay. So it's not an exchange sacrifice because it's that fork on e4. I didn't think about that really. Okay, so the computer doesn't like that. It likes h6 better. Okay, let's see what the problem is here. Yeah, the problem is that the black's pieces are passive. Magnus is playing like, even if the computer is not so impressed, Magnus is asking a lot. He's asking Pentala a lot of questions here with his positional game, and apparently knight here would have been correct. Threatening to take here. Yeah. Okay, so Magnus had some better chances here, but he decided to go here. Like White has a good position, but there are some possible counterplay for black against the king. Sometimes he has to be careful. Okay, so here was a big mistake. This would be correct. And this move, only move that wins. Because, okay, what if they trade? Okay, so he can go here. Okay, so he defends that pawn, yeah. So this endgame is apparently winning for White. Black's king is weak, this passer is dangerous. Okay, now Black had some chances apparently. Okay. But it's psychologically it's not weird that Harikrishna fails to defend this one, because he's been under a lot of pressure whole game, and he didn't have much fun to look forward to. He just had a passive position from the opening, and he's apparently playing inexact here, so White is winning because of that. But yeah, it's he probably thought it was lost here because that he's pawn down and all his pieces are bad. So okay, yeah, so he okay, that's interesting. Why did he give up here? Okay, what the computer says you can do like this, but what if you take here? Then the queen. That's a nice trick. It becomes this Arabian corner mate almost. Let's see here, like take, and it's mating 1. And if he takes here, losing the queen. Here I can take, and you're 3 pawns up, and you can just, I don't know. Yeah, it's a simple win anyway for Magnus here. So it's I thought this typical Magnus, he's just playing around, and the opponent can't keep up with his great chess play here. So okay, and I'm looking forward to the next game when we're looking at Hu Yifan. So let's look here at the standing. Magnus won 10 out of 13. Great result for him, of course. Pentala Harikrishna also did fine, half 50%. Hu Yifan also good result for her, because she's probably the lowest rated player here. So 5.5 is also good for her. Okay, so see you next.